Hello friends, welcome to our channel Crash Course for the Engineers. In the previous session, we had discussion regarding the origin of industrial engineering, the history of industrial engineering, the various aspects which are related to industrial engineering, and the term like productivity and production. Now, in line with this same thing, there are some concepts which are used, there are some principles that are used, and those principles of Kaizen and Kanban. So, what are the key principles of Kaizen? Kaizen tells us about the continuous improvement. So, we know that improvement is a continuous process that never ends. There is no end to the improvement. In Kaizen, we want that there should be involvement of the employees. We focus on the encouraged employee is given. Every employee is encouraged to contribute ideas for the improvement. Small change, focus on small incremental changes rather than large radical transformations. A small change every day gives us a bigger fruits is the concept. Then respect for the people, value and respect the input of every employee. The employee may be from the lower level to the top of the management. So uh, respect should be given to the input given by every employee. Then there is a standardization. Standardize the best practices to ensure consistency and the quality. So these are the key principles: continuous improvement, employee involvement, small changes, respect for the people, and standardization. Now we'll talk about the example of Kaizen in action. Let us imagine a manufacturing organization that wants to improve its production process. So, how Kaizen can be applied? First process or first step is to identify areas where we want the improvement. Then, observation. The employee and managers observe the production process to identify areas where the efficiency can be improved or the waste can be reduced. Here, the collaborative effect or collaborative work by the employee and the managers is very important. Then, brainstorming. The team holds a brainstorming session where they generate ideas for the improvement. A small example, they notice that switching between different tasks take a lot of time. So if this switching is reduced, what will happen? The time will be reduced, so something will be improved. They implement the small changes, then there is idea selection. The team select the feasible idea to test. For example, they decide to reorganize the workspace to reduce the time spent moving between the tasks. So as I told you, switching between different tasks take a lot of time. And what is the idea selection? They reduce the time spent moving between the tasks. by reorganizing the workspace. Then their next step is planning. They plan the changes needed to reorganize the workspace. So here our question is how to reorganize the workspace. So planning is important. This might involve moving the tools and materials closer to the workstations. So if we have tools and the material near to the workstation, what will happen? The moving will be reduced. Then implementation. The changes are implemented on a smaller scale, perhaps in the one part of the production line. So here the changes are not implemented on a larger scale at the first instance. They are implemented on a smaller scale, or we can say in a one part of the production line. They review and then standardize the things. Evaluation. The team monitors the result of the changes. They measure the time saved and gather the feedback from the workers. So feedback closes the loop. Evaluation step is very important. Because of the evaluation, the feedback of the worker is given a due consideration and the measurement of the time saved is found out. Then standardization. Now, this standardization steps comes after the evaluation. If the changes are successful, they standardize the new workspace layout and apply it to other parts of the production line. Now, this cycle continues. The team continues to observe the process, looking for additional areas to improve and repeat the Kaizen cycle. So now, because of the Kaizen cycle, the productivity or the efficacy of the system will increase. Now, as I told you, what are the benefits of the Kaizen? Improving the efficiency. The small and continuous improvement lead to significant gain in the efficiency over the time. So small changes gives the bigger fruits. Employees are engaged, so employee engagement. The feedback which is asked to the employees, employee feel they are valued and engaged when their ideas are heard and implemented. Higher quality, the standardizing best practices ensures a consistent level of quality in the output. If the quality is higher, what will happen? If the employee engagement is good, if the improve efficiency is more, waste reduction will be lesser. Identifying and eliminating waste leads to cost saving and more efficient use of resources. Adaptability, the organization becomes more adaptable and responsive to the changes and challenges. This happens mostly that the organizations and the people in the organizations are reluctant to adapt and reluctant to respond to the changes and the challenges. And because of the Kaizen, what will happen? The adaptability of the organization and the people will increase. Now, let us talk about the very good example of Toyota. Toyota is renowned for its implementation of Kaizen. One specific example is their production line improvement process. So let us look observation. Workers observed that was a lot of wasted motion in reaching the tool. So this was the primary question, observation. Then what idea was generated? The team suggested using a shadow boards to keep tool organized and within easy reach. So shadow board concept was used to keep the tools organized and within reach. Then idea generated was implemented the shadow boards in one area and monitored the result. Then evaluation, they found that the time taken to reach the tool was significantly reduced. So they standardized the process. Shadow boards were introduced across all production areas. Then continuous improvement. The team continued to look for other small changes to improve the process further. So continuous improvement in the things were happening. That's why Toyota is renowned for its quality production system. Now, next concept is a Kanban. Kanban is a visual workflow management method that aims to optimize the efficiency by visualizing work, limiting in work in progress, ensuring the smooth flow of tasks. This concept originated from Toyota Production System or TPS. Kanban has been widely adopted in various industries, especially in software development. So, we are talking about industrial engineering, and at the same time we are talking about the software development, that is IT industry. So, key principles of Kanban is visualize the workflow. So, use a board to display the task and their status. These boards can be physical or digital. Limiting in work in process or progress WIP. Set limits on the number of tasks that can be in progress at any given time. Then manage flow. Ensure that tasks move smoothly through the process from start to finish. Then make process policies explicit, that is clearly defining and communicating the rules for how the tasks move through the workflow. Implement the feedback loop, regularly review and improve the process based on feedback. Improve collaboratively, evolve experimentally. Encouragement to the team, collaboration and incremental improvements. So these are the key principles in the Kanban system. Now, what is the example of a Kanban board? Now, as I told you, this can be used in the software development. So imagine a software development team using Kanban to manage their workflow. Their Kanban board might look like this. Column on the Kanban board, backlog, tasks that need to be done but are not yet started. To do, that is tasks worked on, which are to be worked on. Then in progress, tasks that are currently being worked on. Then code review, tasks that are completed but need to be reviewed by the another team member. And done, that is task completed. So sample task backlog is implement login functionality, design user profile page. These are the backlog things. To do, set up database schema, set up project repository. That are the to do things. In progress, develop user authentication module, create initial homepage layout. They are in progress. Code review, optimize database queries, fix bug in user registration. So these are done by the one team and pending in the other team. Done, setup development environment, unit tests for authentication. Workflow example, a new task implement login functionality is added to the backlog. The team decide this task is a priority, so it moves to the to-do column. Now look over here, a new task was added to the backlog, implement login functionality. Now based on the priority, the team is taking decision that we need to move this task to the to-do column. Developer picks up the task and moves it in the in progress column. Once the developer completes the task, they move it to the code review and another team member reviews the code and approves it. The task is then moved to be done. So these are the examples of workflow. What are the benefits of Kanban? Improve the visibility. Everyone on the team can see the status of the task at a glance. Better workflow management, limiting work in process, work in progress, help prevent bottleneck and overloading team members. Increase efficiency by focusing on one task at a time. The team can implement or complete the task faster. Continuous improvement, regular reviews, and feedback loop encourage the ongoing improvement to the process. By implementing the Kanban, team can achieve more organized, efficient, and transparent workflow, ultimately leading to higher productivity and better outcomes. So, friends, we have discussed about Kaizen and Kanban, and these are the very important principles, concept, or tools which are used in the industrial engineering. And irrespective of the organization, these things can be implemented. So, this is this was regarding Kaizen and Kanban. Thank you, friends.